All right, what's up? Welcome back. I know I haven't created a video in a little bit, but I've just been so busy building the business and working on websites. I've just onboarded a new client and we were having a conversation. We're working on her website and something came up that I thought was really interesting and something that I think would benefit a lot of people watching this channel to just talk about and give you some insight on. And that's the concept of microsites versus websites. And if you don't know what a microsite is, essentially, it's just a very mini website, typically 1 to 5 pages that is designed for one singular purpose. So a good example or a good use of a microsite would be to advertise a specific special event, a specific product, or one specific service in a location. And typically you run ads, you run paid traffic to the microsite, and that's typically what the microsite's used for. But there's another use for microsites, and this is typically what the rank and rent model will use, are these kind of templatized cookie cutter microsites, and that's for lead generation. So I'll get into this in a little bit in more detail, but really the topic of the video today is microsites versus websites. What are the pros and cons of each, and what I'd recommend businesses focus on moving forward into the foreseeable future. So this is the new client that we've just onboarded, Medical Acupuncture Nutrition. You could see that their website is pretty dated. It needs an update for sure. This website was built like 15 years ago or something like that, and it was built with a Yahoo website builder. So that Yahoo website builder doesn't exist anymore. So that's why we are upgrading the website onto a brand new format layout that's optimized for search and conversion optimization. So I was having a conversation with the client about the website, and she had mentioned about 2 years ago or so, she had hired an SEO company to do some SEO for the website. And upon investigation, I found out what the SEO company actually did. All right. So once again, the business name is Medical Acupuncture and Nutrition. So when you Google this, what happens is you see there's 2 Google My Business listings. And what they essentially went and did was they've created a separate Google My Business listing with a separate phone number. And the idea was that this phone number would redirect towards the main office number here. So this is not a good strategy, right? If you're thinking about just duplicating your Google My Business to get more coverage or increase the chances of somebody clicking on your listing, it's not going to work. The reason is it cannibalizes on itself from a search engine perspective. But another way to look at it is people are just going to get confused. If I'm looking for your company and I just see 2 listings here, I don't know which phone number is the right one. I don't know what's going on here. So you want to just avoid that confusion. And also, if you watched my video on NAT consistency, this messes with the NAT consistency for your citations. You're just having duplicate listings that are not going to be looked on favorably by Google. If I were to do something like this, I definitely wouldn't use the same name. I would use a separate name, like a keyword optimized name that I would want to try and kind of target the keyword specifically. So instead of Medical Acupuncture and Nutrition, I would have done something very straightforward like acupuncturist in Atlanta. And hopefully when people click on acupuncturist in Atlanta, it'll, when they call that number, it'll lead over to the primary phone number, and then that's a way to generate leads. So it's a strange thing that they did here. Really is a detriment to the overall Google My Business efforts, the listing efforts here. But let me show you what they also built. They also built this website, which is AtlantaGAacupuncturist.com. And let me just... Oops. That's not what I want to do. All right, yeah. So I don't know if you can see it on the screen. That's why I wanted to just bring it over here. So AtlantaGAacupuncturist.com. So obviously you understand the play here, right? The play is to rank for this specific keyword, Atlanta GA acupuncturist. But if you take a look here, there's 0 searches a month, and this is within Atlanta. But I mean, unsurprisingly, right? Ironically, even for Atlanta GA acupuncturist, which is the direct domain name here, they're not in the top 3, nor are they in the top 10, right? They're all the way down, probably in position 20 or so, 30-ish. So you could see that this microsite strategy, it only works in non-competitive markets. If like there's nobody else going for Atlanta acupuncturist or acupuncture Atlanta or any variation of those keywords, it might work. But in any town where there's more than one competitor, it's just not going to work unless you do significant SEO behind it. And that brings me to my point of why you would even consider doing a microsite when that effort can go towards your main website, and then you can actually have a real asset that you could build upon. So this is a perfect example of a microsite, right? They're just doing the bare bones kind of pages. They're trying to optimize for specific keywords, acupuncture for pain, acupuncture for weight loss like this. And, if I was doing this, I would definitely optimize it differently. I wouldn't go for Atlanta GA acupuncturist. I would go for a different set of keywords that I know has some volume. And if I was going to build a microsite, you just can't build a site and then expect it to rank in a remote, even if there's like a slight hint of competition. It just doesn't work like that. If anybody can spin up a 5-page website with an exact match domain and rank, everybody would be doing it. So, it's just counterintuitive that you think that this can actually bring in leads. And again, just take this with a grain of salt, because there might be somebody watching this in a very small town that doesn't have any competition and says, yeah, I do this all the time in my town and it works. That's great. But if you're in a bigger city and if you're in a bigger town, this is not going to work. And the reason is there are actual websites that are doing SEO, like building up their domain profile, building up their authority, so that they can rank for all the variations of this keyword. So just because you have this exact keyword doesn't mean that you're exactly going to rank for this, right? I mean, and even if you do, some people might not be searching this variation, Atlanta GA acupuncturist. They're probably searching for acupuncture in Atlanta, right? Or something like that. And this has 210 searches a month. So that's something that you should be optimizing for. So the point of this video is this: like microsites, they're good for paid traffic and they're good for promoting one thing, which is like just one special event. Let's say you have some promotion going on, you have a new product launch, you have some new event that you're throwing. The microsite is perfect. But even then, right? Even then, I would not do this at all. I would just create that as a separate page or a separate section of your main website, so that if people wanted to learn more about your business, they could then explore the broader brand and venture out into different pages, so that you can retain that attention longer. And it just doesn't make sense to do this anymore. So look, there's better ways to optimize this. So I'm just going to give you a brief outline of what we're doing, right? This is the main domain. It has links. It has some age. It has a ton of age. It has authority. What we're doing is we're bringing in all the keywords that we're actually looking to rank for under this one domain. And that's what you should be doing. So if you have your main site here, you just have to start creating pages, keyword focused pages throughout your website. So you have your services, and then you have all individual pages for your services, right? Then you might have like treatments that or conditions that you're doing, right? So this is like fertility, weight loss. What was the other one they did for pain and things like that? So I would just do all individual pages and make sure that they're keyword optimized, so that when you start actually sending links and sending power to the website, that power trickles through to your individual service pages. It takes time and effort to do SEO. All right. And I think this is the main point that I'm trying to make. It takes time, effort, and budget and resources to do SEO. So if you're going to do that effort, concentrate it towards one domain. You can't, it's difficult to split that attention and split that effort between two domains just because you're thinking the more ground I cover, the better, the more leads I'll get. It is true, but you need to have one ranking first rather than trying to rank two at the same time. So, this is pretty much the point of the video, because I just thought it was very interesting, right? She had paid some SEO company to do this. And if they're an SEO company, this strategy, it just seems like it's not a real valid strategy. I don't know what kind of leads were generated from this. If anything, it has hurt her main Google My Business account. Now we'll have to go out and clean any citations that were billed. We need to clean and shut down that secondary Google My Business property. And we don't necessarily need to shut down that acupuncturist GA Atlanta website. But I'm just, if anybody comes across that website, they just might get confused as to what is going on, why this person has two websites. And then on top of that, once again, SEO takes time and effort and resources. Point that towards your main domain and have sub pages, attacking all the individual keywords you want to attack. That's the proper way to do it, and that's the best way you're going to build an asset for your business in the long term, and something that's going to return dividends and a return on investment, pretty reliably. So I hope this was helpful. I know this was kind of a shorter video, but I just thought it was very interesting that we came across something like this, and I thought I'd share with everybody here. So if you have any questions, leave them in the comments below, and see you in the next one. Thank you.